Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking you through the Cadillac Lyriq Infotainment system and showing you some of our favorite features and settings within it, as well as showing you a hidden menu that will allow you to speed up the response time as well as increase display resolution. This is the 9K screen on the Cadillac Lyriq, and as you can see, the resolution is off the charts with this thing. Everything happens on this screen through these tiles. You can move back and forth. There's quite a few. You can download more. You can download your favorite apps, many of which, especially audio type, map type apps that you could find on an iPhone or Android phone. And then we have these sprays down here that end up being hotkeys. So if I want to move things around, I want to move my music down here, for example. The things I use most, I'll put down here. So I keep the music icons, the maps, and the camera. I think the camera is a really great option. You pull into a drive-through, whatever else, you're worried about curb rashing your wheels, and you can very quickly get to them. You can see front, back, whatever else as well. In addition to what you have hotkeys here, you can click here, and this will give you a split screen. I prefer the full screen. I think the maps, for example, looks way better on the full screen. It takes up every ounce of this, and it does a much better job than you'd find on Android Auto or Apple Carplay because of the way it takes up the whole screen. More on that in a little bit. You've also got these hotkeys over here, the first of which is your glove compartment. There is no manual glove compartment access. It's all done through the software. You got one pedal driving, and you've also got your sensors. If you wanted to turn off your park sensors, that can happen right there. In addition, you move over here and you've got your profiles. You can have different profiles, different setups for favorites for different drivers of this car. You can also go in and lock those so that you have to sign in when you get into the car. Not exactly what I would call convenient, but if security is a primary concern, that's really great. And then you've got climate. If you have the 3-zone climate system, you'll go in here to operate it. Otherwise, much of the buttons are the same as you can find down here in the analog section. You've got charging, you've got vehicle status here. Vehicle status is really great, I think, because you can go around, you can see tire pressure here. It's got some pretty cool animation. You also get some energy info, usage, as well as efficiency. And then if I go into any one of these, an arrow pops up next to it. And if I click that arrow, it will give me more information about it. And then if I click this, I can actually add it over to the driver instrument cluster and make things just a little easier to read while I'm moving down the road. That way I do not have to look off. Keeps my eyes on the road a little bit more than otherwise possible. By the way, anything in here with an arrow on it can be moved over there, including air quality and the energy settings. Moving back out here, we've got the ambient lighting. There's about any color under the sun. You've got the glow, which is really your footwell lights. And then you've got the accents that are the door trim lighting. Coming back out, I've got my controls. A lot of different things can be moved all from one section here. You can see them all, your standard sorts of items that you'd find on any vehicle. And you can see the other apps, Audible, Spotify, YouTube Music. There's many others that you can download. But the biggest deal, the things that I think are the most interesting on here and the things that most people will want to know about the most happen within the settings area. And you'll see connections. That's your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi. But down here in the vehicle settings, there's a whole lot of stuff that's very useful and allows you to customize your vehicle quite a bit. So over here in the audio, I can get to adaptive volume. That means as I go faster, the volume will go up to cover up road noise. There's not a lot of road noise in this car anyway, so we keep that off. Drive mode here, you can really customize between standard and touring for steering, brake feel, acceleration. Now I'll tell you, not actually changing the abilities of the car, but it is remapping how things feel. So a hard acceleration, a hard braking, you're gonna get the exact same braking whether you're in touring and sport, but somewhere in the middle of the pedal where the acceleration and brake engage, it just happens a little faster on the sport. There's also a motor sound. This is actually electric motor sound, so it gives this nice whooshing sound as you move, and it gets a little louder if you put it on sport. And then in my mode here, you can customize and set it up your own mode and save it however you want. We've got down here in valet mode. This is a really nice feature. This allows me to lock the maps and the apps of the car as well as the glove compartment, and I can put in a 4-digit pin, and that way if I'm leaving my car with someone else and I don't want them messing around with my car, or maybe looking up in the maps, finding my home potentially coming and robbing me later. You can lock this all down right here. Rear seat reminder, keep that on. We have a sun, just gives you a little warning if someone's left in the back of your vehicle. It's really just a warning every time you shut your vehicle off. Buckle to drive, that's gonna not allow you to put the car in drive while your seatbelt is unbuckled. And then you've got your Super Cruise lane change. You can set it to do it while you're in Super Cruise to never change lanes, to automatically look for lane changes, or to do it only when your turn signal is activated. Climate and air quality, a lot of the cool features in here are really just the auto defog, the heated seats, the cooled and ventilated seats. Changing these toggles will allow you to change the settings as you enter your car, which are dynamic to the environment the car is in. So if it's really cold outside, the heated seats will come on. If it's really hot outside, the cooled, ventilated seats will come on. Collision detection. Again, here we leave all of these on, but there's a whole lot of options to go through. If there's something that is just going off erroneously while you're driving, maybe it's the forward collision alert, whatever else, maybe there's a spot when you're driving and you just don't like that feature, you can turn them off here. Comfort and convenience. You've got a number of cool ones. You've got the power rear gate. You've got your chime volume. This car, when we got it from the factory, the chime was set way too loud, so we turned that down. Reverse tilt mirror is a really cool option where the car, when you put it in reverse, will actually tilt the mirror down. I think a lot of us have seen that on cars in the past. This car has the 360 camera, so we use that a little bit less, but we still like it, and so we have it on. You can turn it off here. You've also got remote mirror folding and rain sensing wipers here. They're exactly what they tell you they are. Coming down to power door lock, you have delayed door lock where the car will lock itself. It's the same with the auto door lock, and then you've got your remote lock and unlock, and here you can get to sort of the passive settings where you walk away from your vehicle and it will lock itself down here. The passive door lock, passive door unlock. The passive door lock, I don't like that so much. I keep the keys in my pocket. They're not so hard to reach, and so when I walk away, I don't always want my car locked. My wife really likes it though. She keeps her keys in a purse. They're a little harder to reach, and so the car locks itself, and it tells her with the horn chirp that it locks. You can also set it up to not use the horn chirp either if that annoys you. Remote window operation, that's the 1, 2, 3 press of the unlock button on your keypad, and it will lower all of your windows. A really great feature if you live in the South, you live in a very hot area like Texas, like I do. While I'm walking out to my car from the grocery store or wherever else, I run those things down, and it really does cool off the inside of the car and get rid of that greenhouse effect. Transportation mode. Transportation mode is a really cool option if you're going to be storing your car. It really should be called transport and storage mode. This will shut off a lot of the electronics that run in the background while your vehicle is off, and it will allow you to conserve the battery much better and store it in a better way because of that. And then as we go down here, the display is a real interesting option. You can take and come to your instrument cluster and turn-by-turn graphics, send them over the instrument cluster if you have a map destination set in, and it will make it a little easier for you to see. And then you can turn your display off here, and I can take and I can clean my display now. And if I'm cleaning it with a microfiber rag like this, you notice that it does not bump around or jump around. And that's a really great feature that allows you to clean your screen nice and effectively. Now double click this and it'll come out. You come back out here and you get down to the system. Scroll all the way to the bottom to this About Android 12, and you'll come down to the build number and click it a handful of times, and it will turn on developer options. Developer options down here now exists, and there's a whole lot of options within here. There's only 3 of them that I really suggest changing. If you're a little bit smarter than me though, you might find others. I'm a little bit worried when I'm in here just of messing up something and having a hard time getting it back. And so there's 3 things that I've found, the first of which is this maximum connected Bluetooth audio devices. This starts with 1. I think that's to avoid interference, but if you'd like to connect more than one phone at once, a laptop, something else, maybe a tablet, you can change it so you can connect up to 5 assets as one single time. Then down here you'll come to the window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animation duration scale. You can change these. You can make them slower, you can make the animation more pronounced, and you can make it faster as well. I suggest turning these down to 0.5. That will make your screen just a little bit snappier and a little bit quicker to use. And then this smallest width setting, this is the resolution of your screen. You can change this as well. I wouldn't change it real high, but let's say if we take it to 650, I think it will actually change it to 651. That's the native amount there. It makes, you can see this is a little bit smaller. This is a little bit more, the resolution's a little bit higher now. I can see more things on my list. It's a little bit snappier because of that. I come out here, the icons have gotten smaller. They're higher resolution. The screen is already high resolution though. So I'm not sure how necessary this is. Overall, I'd suggest going in and doing this and at least changing those animation screen so you can make your screen just a little bit snappier, a little bit faster overall. Apple Carplay and Andriod Auto are available on the 23 through 25 Cadillac Lyriqs. And you can see Andriod Auto here, it just looks funny. It doesn't really fit into the screen. It's almost like it wasn't designed for it or adjusted. I think they probably did that on purpose. I can still get two things up here if I want to. It's still functional if I want to use it. CarPlay is the exact same way. But if I come back out here to the maps, look how much better this map looks than that Andriod Auto map look. And then in addition, I can see how much battery my car is projected to have left when I get to a given position. And so because of the aesthetics and the increased functionality and the larger map, as well as the range analysis that happens within the native Google Maps, I really prefer using this, and I don't actually think it's that big a deal that GM did away with Apple CarPlay and Andriod Auto on the current vehicles. If you come back out here, you can see I can still get various music apps, the same that I would find and might use on my Apple CarPlay or Andriod Auto, and I really haven't lost much here. Now, the downside is that map support goes away after the trial period if you do not pay for OnStar. And lastly, as we come back out, I also note that there is this scroll wheel down here that you can use. It has up, down. It's also dynamic scrolling around. So if you don't want to touch your screen, if you don't want to get dirty, you can use this. If you click down on any of these, it will access them. The volume is the scroll wheel up top, and then you've got hotkeys for your music, your navigation, and your phone calls, as well as home.